guys, how's it going? Welcome back to our beautiful garden inspiration series where you have sent in pictures of your gardens, and we are sitting down today for the 11th time to look over some of these gardens. This is the 11th installment in this series, and it's been such a fun one. I want to jump right in with the first one, which I actually recognize because I follow this person on Instagram. I think the name is the Psych Garden. She didn't write it in her description here. This is from Renee in Tennessee, Zone 7B, and this looks to be the before picture. It is the before picture. Now check it out after. Look at what a transformation and what looks to be a fairly narrow and long garden. Oh, that is just so gorgeous to see. Instead of, straight lines, you see the curved lines that really draw you through the garden space, and the amount of texture and color is amazing. But what really does it for me is, one, the grass. I'm a grass lover, so seeing somewhere for your eyes to rest is so important. But then also the stone border is so super pretty, and it really brings weight and impact to the whole space. I just have to flip back to the before real quick. So you can see the covered patio area. There's some kind of a concrete border on the left. It looks like there is some stone there. And this before, you guys, was taken in 2020. So the transformation that you're seeing here is just a couple years old, which is so incredible to me. I love the bench, somewhere to sit and enjoy the space. It looks very fresh, and the plants look so super healthy. Oh, and look at the front garden, you guys. The brickwork, the tulips, the daffodils, muscari, there's some leucogen, snowbells in there. I also see that 3-tier topiary, the Japanese maple. I mean, it's just so beautiful. There's a look back maybe from the other direction. I love how you've lined that walkway with all of that interest right there. Oh my goodness. And then look at the container, that's phlox with some tulips there, the lamppost. Oh, so I know that Renee is a physician. You're a psychiatrist, I believe, right? The psych garden, that would make sense. So you've got 2 kids, and your garden is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. This is just, for me, this is a really beautiful lesson in color and texture here. Ooh, we get another before shot on this next one. This is from Debbie in Sycamore, Illinois, Zone 5B. So you can see the front of the house here. There's 2 very large evergreens. They live on a 3-acre farm that was in her husband's family. There were no gardens at all when they moved there. So her husband raised the roof pitch and added a front porch. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the after picture. Okay, wow. Oh my goodness, changing that roof line, adding the porch, adding a little walkway. Here's an interim picture, you guys. So this one shows a little bit more of that front flower bed, enlarging it, kind of incorporating incorporating the evergreen into the flower bed portion of the yard, and then having that little flagstone pathway kind of move you through the space. Oh, I just love it. Here's a close-up look at some of the flowers. There's some Artemisia there in the front, some geranium, the pink, the blue fescue. Looks like alyssum and Supertunia Vista bubblegum, just wanting to, it's living its best life in your garden right now. Wow. And here's a shot from a little bit further into the flower bed where you can see hostas and lilies and hydrangeas. And then a shot from the side. I love, for the first 2 gardens here, I'm noticing the rock-edged flower borders in the grass, and I'm really liking that. I'm liking the definition that brings. Okay, and then here is a before shot. It's kind of a smaller picture of the side of what looks to be a barn. Holy moly, look at the after. Whoa, did you berm up right there? I gotta read your description. I always am so excited to get into the pictures. And the flagstones, okay, I'm reading the flagstones that we just saw. Those were gathered from around the farm. That makes it even more special. Oh, the next garden is in front of the old chicken coop. That's a massive chicken coop. A before picture with nothing but grass. Now it contains all my favorites and changes constantly with the seasons. I'd love to see how you guys pair plants, and how, like in larger spaces like this where you've got largely perennials, how you've done it to make it look still distinct and not like messy. It doesn't look messy at all. It looks very planned and very, like, everything, you can see everything in this bed. Nothing's fighting with each other. I think my favorite texture in this whole flower bed is the 2 clumps of sedum, right? Yeah, 2 clumps of sedum on either side. Really structural and beautiful. Great job, Debbie. Gorgeous. Next one is from Gigi in Hudson Valley, New York. So we see here a picture of a patio, very peaceful setting here. It looks like a eupatorium maybe in the background, the pink bloomer with some hydrangea. I really like that chair, that's really pretty. Random pics of a flower bed started in late summer of 2021 with a no-dig method. So, okay, this is a kind of overhead shot. You can see where the grass has been mowed. And so the no-dig method, you put cardboard down and then compost on top of it, which has been working out beautifully for us. We tried it out last year for the first time. So far, so good. But I love to see the plants like plunked around, just to give an idea of what might happen in that space. Oh, and there it is, you guys, with a whole bunch of stuff. And this looks like late in the season. See some fall color, that kind of fall glow. I love the birdhouse. And the summer picture with some echinacea, a little seating area. I see bachelor's buttons in the background. The agastaki, that little lavender flower on the right-hand side. That looks beautiful paired with that white echinacea. More beautiful stuff. Oh, and then your house in the wintertime. That's always really fun to see. See some of the structural plants and what's there, and your house is really charming too. Oh, we've got a beautiful succulent planter here. Oh, look at how pretty that is. Sedums. There's a, looks like a fescue in the middle, and there's a little cactus there. These are from Irma in New Cumberland, Pennsylvania, Zone 6B. And if we move on here, you can see what looks like kind of like a parterre garden with the four corners, the middle section with the fountain. That's so pretty. She said that they created this fountain area during quarantine. And it's a very sunny and dry space in the summer. So they grow a lot of iris, alliums, flowering dogwood, rose campion. Oh, look at how lush the flower beds look. The evergreen interest is on point. You can see them all throughout the flower beds. Oh, that would be a gorgeous one in the winter. And oh, look at the shed. Look at the shed. What a gorgeous day to take pictures too. That like misty, making it look very magical. I see your iris. I see maybe petunia in there. Ooh, dogwoods in bloom. Oh my goodness. That's really pretty. Oh, we have an overhead shot here for the next one. Okay, look at the shape of that lot. That is interesting. Or the shape of the backyard. It's got a very, very sharp point there. So this is Wendy in Wichita, Kansas, Zone 6B. In 2019, we started the process of remodeling our entire yard. Well, the aerial shot shows that there's not a whole lot going on in the backyard, which is where Wendy said most of the action happened. And look at this. Look at this after picture. They did some terracing, lots of brick and stone work here. Wow. I just applaud those of you who have the vision to take a space that's blank like that and create something that's like wildly more beautiful. And you can use, you know, the terrain that you have and create those kind of terrace beds and kind of know where to put them so that, you know, the traffic flow is proper through the garden. And sometimes I struggle with that. And so I really appreciate seeing like all the, where you decided to put stairs and where you decided to do this or that. I see the fire pit area here, which, you know, I don't know who doesn't like a good fire pit area. We use our outdoor fireplace all the time. Oh, and there's a pergola with the seating area for outdoor dining. Love that. Oh, and raised beds. They look fortified in the corners. Smart. So smart. Something that we didn't do. I wish we would have. Oh my, it looks like you just have everything in this space. I love it. Tremendous amount of brickwork. And there's the raised beds later on in the season, just absolutely abundant. Oh, we've got gorgeous containers here from Nancy in Kentucky, Zone 6B. So this first picture was in, let's see, 2022. She said she uses lots of supertunias. So I see Supertunia Vista Fuchsia, I see Silverberry, I see Caladiums in there. I see a tut grass of some kind, maybe Royal Velvet and Bordeaux, Supertunia Mini Vista Violet Star, all kinds of beautiful things. And then look at these other pictures. These are from 2021. Whoa. Oh my goodness. I wonder if you have these all set up on drip. I wonder, I can't tell from the picture. But Nancy says that she plants most of her flowers up here on the deck area of her garden because they deal with heavy deer pressure because they live in the woods. So it's wonderful that you have a spot though that you can put them and actually really enjoy them. It doesn't look like the deer have feasted on these at all. They look gorgeous. Next one is a before shot from Amy in Ventura, California, Zone 10A. So this is in fall of 2019. So let's take a look. There's grass. It looks like just a mulched flower bed with not a whole lot going on in it. So let's take a look at 2020. Raised bed vegetable garden. Oh, what a great use of this space. I mean, I see that you have a little one, so having a little bit of grass off from that I think is really nice, a place to kind of stretch your legs and play a little bit. But having the arbor with the boxwood hedge, the climbing roses. Amy said that she asked once what I would do differently with our raised bed garden, and during one of our recap videos I talked about the only thing I would change are the angles that we had. We had the edges or the ends of the boards cut in 45s, right? Anyway, they were cut. And we should have just done one of these numbers, not tried to meet the corners. In the beginning, it looked really pretty, but you know, soon the water bows them out. And so she said she learned from that and did not do that, which I wouldn't recommend anybody doing that. But oh my word. So you do have an Instagram. It says Amy B's Cut Flowers. And I see everything in your raised beds, just loving it. Look at how gorgeous. Wow. And so now the front yard, okay, so there's a before shot of the front. They focused on the backyard first. So they're not done with the front yet. They're hoping to finish that probably this year. But you can see already there's gravel in the front instead of that strip of grass on the other side of the sidewalk, which I've never really understood that strip of grass. I think what you've done there is really nice. It looks way more tidy. And then you've put in a fence, some trees, and raised beds. So another raised bed garden in the front yard. Oh, I just love that. Whoa, look at the bricks. Dang. That looks amazing. Great, great job. Next one is from Sherry in Kentucky, Zone 6. So 3-acre garden, been working on several different areas, does all of the work herself. Look at this beautiful picture right here. I love a good picket fence. There's just something so charming about it. I don't know if it reminds me of like the Anna Green Gables. I grew up watching Anna Green Gables and Anna of Avonlea, and I've always had like an affinity for anything along those lines, and this kind of reminds me of that. Oh, but I love the shorn boxwoods, I think is what it is, like middle back of this picture. You see those? Very structural. So it gives the weight and the rest needed in this space when there's other things going on. When you have something that's just solid like that, it's so helpful. There's beautiful carex in here. It looks like maybe, there's a 9-bark in the back there, Japanese maple, beautiful caladiums, wonderful place to sit. And look at the backdrop of trees here. This just looks cool. Like I look at pictures like this where you see the background of evergreen trees. It looks like it might be maybe a dusk or overcast day, and it just feels like not hot. There's so many times that I would love to take pictures around our garden, and I do, but every time they just look so blooming hot because everything looks kind of orange and like dry, and because the sun is always beating down in the summertime. Not today. We've had rain for like the last 5-6 days. It's just been wonderful. But oh, the ferns in here, miscanthus, that's pretty. See the one, the grass there on the left, it looks like a zebra. Miscanthus. There's some arborvitaes, some hydrangeas, maybe a ground cover juniper in there. Also some lamium in front, which is my favorite ground cover. And then you've got some massive hydrangeas. Are those limelights? Those look humongous and happy. Really nice. Next one is from Melissa in Cape Cod, Zone 6B. The first picture, she says, is a before shot. And honestly, just at a first glance, there's some good bone structure and some pretty things in here. I had to because it's kind of in shadows, I had to really study to make sure that, is that the before shot? She said they moved into their house in 2017 and it was completely overgrown. The garden was, like, it just hadn't had attention, and you can see that now. It's, you know, you get to looking at the picture. Things are they're kind of jumbled. Here, no defined landscape beds. She said it took a lot of time to clean everything out and redesign it, but now it truly feels like my own, and oh my, yes. You've done a gorgeous, gorgeous job. Seeing a little, like the defined grass lines and some mulch in there. And I like the pieces you've used. I see a kind of a natural looking bird bath. I see the obelisk on the right, and then the arbor with the wisteria on it. The little bench to sit on, that's so, so pretty. So you've got some pavers kind of leading you through. I wonder if that was designed because that was like the path of least resistance. You know, sometimes we put in paths in our gardens because that's just the natural way you want to walk, even if it's not like the main design, like the grass going around the far end of that flower bed. But I'd like to see that. The hosta looks so good. Really good job taming that space, Melissa. Oh, and then a sketch. I love a good sketch. This is from Amy in North Ridgeville, Ohio, Zone 6A. They built their home in 2018, so a completely blank slate. So I'm seeing on the drawing, there's a patio drawn in, a vegetable garden, bench, butterfly garden, shade garden, arbs, trellis, my goodness. Okay, so here's a front yard picture here. There's a lamppost, which I love. And you can see some lines painted out there. Oh, and now look, you guys, look at the boxwood hedge. It looks like Cheyenne Spirit Echinacea. There's hydrangeas and hostas and Hakanakloa. Here's a look at the backyard area. Again, hydrangeas looking like they are just loving it. There's a smoke bush in there. Really healthy looking lawn. And then I love seeing these narrow flower beds. Like, what do people do in the narrow flower beds? We all have those kind of weird spots. I have one on the north side of the chicken coop. It's like this wide and this long. And I have some hydrangeas in there that I think I need to pop out because they just aren't getting enough sun. Maybe I should go in with hostas. This is so pretty. I do see an oak leaf hydrangea in there though, which they tend to do, they're more productive in shade here anyway. They tend to get scorched in the sun, but the hostas and heucherellas maybe look really, really nice. Oh, and then look at this shot. You see some raised beds in the back. You have a pool. What an oasis. I love it. And you guys, that is it for the 11th installment of Beautiful Gardens. Thank you to all 10, I think we looked at 10 gardens today. Thank you to all 10 of you who sent out your pictures and information. And to all the rest of you who have sent them out, know that we are still gonna work through them. There are still so many beautiful gardens to be seen. And I'm just loving it. So anyway, I hope you guys are all having a great day and enjoying really lovely spring weather. We'll see you in the next video.